Welcome to the best darn 12 minutes in mortgage and real estate on this planet that we know of. David Hall here with Patrick Ali and our guest this week, Lindsey Broadwell. Exciting to have you guys here. How is everything this week, Patrick?
Really good. Really
you doing
good.
all right?
Had a couple days off to spend with my family.
Yeah.
And I'm ready to go.
Yeah, you're fired up.
I'm ready to go.
Recharge.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Lindsey,
Hi.
how are you?
I'm great.
What's going on in this wacky real estate world we've got out there?
Yes, it is wacky.
It's wacky. People are making offers, and houses are flying off the market, and it's kind of an exciting time, to be an agent.
Yes, it is. It's a very exciting time.
Wasn't that long ago that it was pretty tough being an agent, and never is it easy, but at the same time, it's a good time. Everybody's interested in buying, and people are talking real estate, and 2018 is definitely the year of low inventory. Is it still the case?
Yeah, it's definitely still the case. Still multiple offer situations. So I see more listings coming on, but not. I feel like the prices are still higher now.
How do you mean?
So for, say, the 150 range,
Yeah.
the buyers aren't as happy with what they're seeing
Right.
for that price. So people are listing their houses higher, thinking like that's a $100,000 house, but they're listing it at 150.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Thinking that they can get it because of this market.
So sort of the market has set into the pricing maybe even more than what's warranted, it sounds like, to some degree.
To some degree in some levels of pricing.
What in this, I know every price range is different, right? We
Yep.
talked about that. What is like a typical time until somebody reduces? I mean, I always think that's interesting because I think it's different for everybody, but I don't know if, as somebody on the inside like you,
Right.
how you think about, 60 days, it's 120 days. And I know it kind of depends on the house, but just what are you seeing right now in terms of, because everybody who's buying, wants a deal, and everybody who's selling wants top dollar, and sort of where do those worlds collide? Yeah.
For sure. I would say it just depends on the seller, obviously, but if they think that their house is worth something and and you tell them something else, you kind of come to an agreement.
Yeah.
So say they want to list it at $200,000.
Yep.
And you tell them they'll probably get $175, but they want to for sure go 200. So we list it at 200, we get no bites. Usually with no bites, you drop it down within a week.
Okay.
Is what you see.
Right.
And then from there, just keep going.
Yeah.
Which hurts your value because you'll probably not get that 175. You'll probably get maybe a little less.
It is. It's always been an interesting psychology to me, in terms of people will list and some people will get like over ask. So I'm thinking, well, why didn't you ask more? Other people will ask more. They don't get any bites. I mean, it's a delicate art.
It really is.
Well, and where do you draw because one thing that I notice a lot with a lot of the people that I talk to about their home value, and this is refinance or purchase, whatever it may be, is everybody assumes that their home is automatically $50,000 more because I just updated my bathroom and we painted.
Right.
So where do you draw that fine line of, you want to obviously put the client in the best possible position to be as profitable as they can be without overdoing it to where they're never going to sell their house.
Right.
It's
more obviously like the seller's choice, like I keep saying, but it's a very good question.
Yeah.
And there's kind of a thin line of the updates that you put in and what you're going to do. That's why people always say if you're going to put updates into your house, talk to your realtor or talk to somebody that knows the market.
Yeah.
That it's going to get you the money back. What comes down to is the appraisals. If the house is going to appraise for that price, that's kind of where you're stuck at.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Even in certain areas, you might get people to pay above the appraisal price if they have the money, but really it comes down to the comps in the area and showing those sellers those numbers.
Got it.
It's an interesting concept. There's three things that kind of rattle around in my mind when we talk about this that people do generally. One, there's that homeowner who's pretty savvy, and they're going to put money into things that they know is going to return for themselves. They check with their realtor. They sort of know what people will pay up for and not pay up for, or they check with somebody, and that's really good. Two is you're just going to live there forever, so it's just make it the way you want it because it doesn't matter because you're going to sell it in 25 years. And then three is, there's a lot of folks who they don't necessarily have a great handle on, is this going to return an investment for me? Like, I think it's cool to have, like, some weirdo tiki bar in my basement, right? And I'm going to spend $8,000 on that, but nobody's going to pay for that. Right. So it's like, if you want it, cool, but don't think you're going to get your money back. And a lot of people just sort of falsely assume, oh yeah, when I sell, I'm going to, I bought it for $200 and I put $20 into it, so I'm going to get my money back plus. And it's like, nobody wants the stuff you just did.
Exactly. It's unique.
Do you have to say that to people?
Well, yeah.
I'd love to be like do a video expose with like Lindsey talking to potential listers, and they're like, yeah, I put $18,000 into this, and she's like, nobody wants that. I don't know why you did that.
I have a full beach in my
basement.
You're
an idiot. Yep. Why'd you do that? That was so dumb.
Yep, for sure. It's funny because.
How do you say it tactfully? I want to know. So if somebody says it to me in life, I'll be like, oh, they're telling me I'm an idiot. Yeah. You know?
Right? Yeah. You just ease into it because it's sentimental to them.
Right.
So you can't be like, nobody wants that, or straight up, unless you know the sellers and you can joke around with them like that. But usually you have to ease into it and be like, this is, even though you put that in, because there are a lot of them out there, like, we put that much out into this because we knew we'd get the money back. Well, no. And you show them the comps that are with all that stuff that they might have put into it that are selling for that.
Yeah.
And that's how I go around.
There's so many I'm glad, I know I'm getting on a tangent, and I often do, but there are so many things to me that are obvious, that if you improve in a home, that they are or are not going to return an investment. Right. So I'll give you like one of my examples is like when people like redo a bathroom, for instance, especially like a master bathroom, and they take it from like the tub with the the drawstring, what do you call the thing, the curtain? Yeah, and they take that out and they put in a nice glass with like an overhead, like pour down the high pressure. That's a return. 100%. That's going to return every time, right? Yeah. Who doesn't want a glass shower with a big, huge fountain kind of a thing pouring down on them over a curtain in a tub?
Right.
I mean, let's do a lot of those. Am I right on that one?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it depends, because, for example, you're saying all these things, and I'm redoing my house right now. And
maybe I should come over as a consultant.
Right?
Yeah.
And tell us what not to do. But again, I'm going to be there forever.
That's true. Okay.
So we're putting in that bar.
Nice.
But that's Mike's. He wanted that.
Okay. Yeah. You got to have that. Yeah.
So there's just things that in the bathroom, we decided to redo the bathroom too when we weren't going to. And the glass shower was an option, but I don't want to clean it, so we're not doing the glass.
I gotcha.
Nice.
Okay,
so
that's
solid.
like that.
Yeah, that is a concern. I mean, but again, to your point though, you're redoing to live there forever.
Forever, yep.
You're not moving.
Nope.
So you just, to that point, you do it exactly how you want it because it's yours. If you were, hey, I'm buying a starter home. I'm making this up, and in 4 years I'm going to be out of here. You just don't want to put in a lot of like personal improvements.
I would not be doing
unless
anything
they're cheap.
I'm doing.
Right.
Right.
Well, and I think.
By the way, number 2 thing that I would go with
Here we
is
go.
why do
I'm writing these down.
Nothing drives me more
really
crazy than I think that all small toilet seats should be outlawed. I mean, everybody in America needs the bigger seat. The elongated seat is in. It's just so much better.
Oh,
I mean, you got this little seat. I'm like, okay, I got to tear that out. I got to put in a nice one, right? You go somewhere nice, they got like the big, it's good.
Right.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Good. You heard it here, folks.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, and what I think is hard to have a conversation about is I don't think that a lot of people understand what an actual appraisal, what an appraisal is. And that appraisal is, 3 comparables within a mile radius sold within the last year that are comparable to your home.
It's scientific.
So,
it's not art.
It's easy,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
I mean, you just show them the numbers, and it's funny because I was on a listing appointment last night, and I went within a 0.25 mile radius and showed them the amounts, and they're like, well, there's this one that's over here and not comparable at all, because this is a tri-level that I'm selling, and they are comparing it to colonials and all this. I'm like, appraisal, and then they agreed though. They're like, I'm afraid of it not appraising at this price.
Right.
Well, and again, as it relates to that, if you're going to buy a house that you're going to live in for 25 years and you want to, pay a little bit more to own it, then who cares, right? But if you're going to buy something and in 3 years you kind of got to go a little bit more with the appraisal.
Absolutely.
So it's really important. Okay, I'm getting way off tangent. I got a third improvement, but I'm gonna leave that out for now.
To be continued.
We were going to talk a little bit about out-of-state buyers. We're going to talk about folks that buy from out of state, in state, and just sort of what you see with that, because our audience, they're interested in all things real estate.
Sure.
So, like, what do you like? How does that dynamic work? Give us sort of the tips or the tricks as to what people should be thinking about, or what you go through as an agent, with an out-of-state buyer.
Definitely. So if you're out of state and can't make it into town to look at houses, I actually just closed one last month with someone like that. He was finishing his schooling with being a doctor got moved to here in the Pontiac area. And he's like, I know, I've been told Pontiac is this way and all of that. So I'm like, I can show you homes. And he talked to he actually said 20 different realtors on the phone.
It's a lot of realtors.
But he was in Arizona, so he could not look at anything. It all had to be through FaceTime.
FaceTime.
Oh, wow.
So I FaceTimed him all these homes, and he decided to use me because I was on top of it. And he ended up buying the house with not even seeing it. And it all was through FaceTime. And it was multiple offer situations, losing out, same thing. So you got to be prepared for that.
Yeah.
When you're out of state, it's not going to be easy.
Yeah.
But you got to trust a realtor that's going to look at the specs of the home.
Right.
And that's what he said he liked about me. He's like, you didn't just tell us to like a home. When a home was crap, you told us, and you just walked out of it.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I don't want you guys to move here and be like, because I hope to be friends and use you guys.
Well, you're thinking long-term about your business.
Yeah, about my whole business.
Yeah.
So I want my business, I want that reputation of being that realtor and working with those buyers that are from out of state. I worked with one 3 or 4 months ago that was moving from Chicago, and they actually could come see the houses. So it was kind of, what's more difficult about that is you have to be on their time.
Right.
So they got a really good communication with these out-of-state buyers. It's huge.
It's creative, too.
Yeah.
I think we talk about creativity in our market all the time, and whether it's doing mortgages or real estate. And I think that whenever you're available, number one. Number two, follow-up is like the key to success, and that's what we talk about here all the time. But also just to have the ability to with the way social works now, to be able to FaceTime with a client. I had one that I actually had to do like Facebook Messenger. We had a Skype back and forth while we were going through an application, just because they didn't live in our area and they wanted that face-to-face experience. So it was like an upper hand to be able to talk to them.
You talk about follow-up, and it's just the call for no reason call is maybe the most powerful thing that somebody who's in any type of sales can do.
Yeah.
I was just thinking of you. I wanted to call, make sure, do you need anything from me? Are you set? I mean, the person who hangs up the phone, they're like, wow, person's on top of it. That's the kind of person they want to work with, and so few people do that. And to your point, having great follow-up creates great experiences for clients because they feel confident.
Right.
It's just totally critical and important. And I always wish we had more time on the podcast. But
now you know why I pushed the envelope.
Well, she broke the rule. We're at 13 minutes, 13
there we go.
seconds. So we went over 12 minutes, but we had a lot to talk about. Patrick, thanks for being here this week.
Always a pleasure.
A lot of fun. Lindsay?
Yes, thank you.
The adventures of Lindsay continue. We're going to bring that video camera when she does a listing appointment.
Hey, and look out for a picture from this podcast, too.
Big picture coming.
We were told beforehand there was none. So
big picture coming. We'll talk with all you later, and thanks for tuning in to the best darn 12 minutes, 13 minutes and 40 seconds of real estate and mortgages on planet Earth. I'm David Hall. We'll talk to you soon.